Fan service has existed in gaming almost as long as gaming itself. Sometimes it's harmless character designs. Sometimes it's beach episodes, alternate costumes, or romance options. But as we descend this iceberg, we'll uncover games that sparked censorship, controversies, hidden content that never made it into the final release, and entire franchises built around appealing to audience in ways that many mainstream gamers never even realize exist. Let's dive into the fan service game iceberg. Layer 1. Everyone knows these. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Probably the most famous fan service game ever made. Instead of fighting, characters from the Dead or Alive series play volleyball on a tropical island. The physics engine became more famous than the gameplay itself. Many gamers who haven't even touched the series still know about it. Stellar Blade. One of the biggest recent examples. The game's protagonist, Eve, generated endless online discussion about character design. Some praised the game for embracing attractive character designs, while others criticized it. Ironically, many players ended up staying for the combat and soundtrack. Bayonetta. Bayonetta weaponizes fan service as part of her character. Her confidence, humor, and over-the-top animations are intentionally theatrical. The series became an example of fan service being used as a central aspect of characterization, rather than simply eye candy. Nier, Automata. Director Yoko Taro famously joked that he wanted fan art collected into a single folder. 2B became one of gaming's most recognizable characters. What surprised many people was that the game ended up being praised for its storytelling more than its character designs. Layer 2. The Anime Zone. Senran Kagura. A series that openly embraces fan service. Characters are ninjas, but the game became famous for destructible clothing systems and outrageous special attacks. The developers never hid their intentions. Hyperdimension Neptunia. A bizarre series where game consoles are represented as anime girls. The games contain countless jokes, references, and fan service elements aimed at anime fans. Azure Lane. Warships reimagined as anime girls, the game became a global success, largely due to its character designs and constant stream of new costumes. The First Descendant. Many players noticed certain character skins generated enormous discussion online. Some joked that the game was using fan service as a marketing strategy. Others argued it was simply part of modern character design trends. Layer 3. The Censorship Wars. Sony Interactive Policy Changes. Around the late 2010s, developers began reporting stricter content requirements on PlayStation releases. Several games required changes before release. This sparked years of arguments about censorship and platform standards. Omega Labyrinth Z, a game so controversial that it was refused classification in some regions. The resulting controversy turned the game into a symbol of censorship debates. Many people know the controversy without even having played it. Gal Gun, a game where the primary mechanic involves repelling waves of admirers. The concept sounds like a parody, but it's an actual franchise that continues today. Layer 4. The Strange Stuff. Hidden camera modes. Many games accidentally became fan service games because of photo modes. Players quickly discovered angles and glitches developers probably never intended. This led some studios to patch camera restrictions into later updates. Jiggle Physics Arm Race. For years, developers competed to create increasingly advanced physics systems. Entire engines were modified to support character animation features. At times, this became a genuine technical selling point. Fan service and marketing. Some developers discovered attractive character designs could generate millions of views online before launch. This led to accusations that gameplay was becoming secondary to character marketing. The "we stayed for the story" phenomenon. Many fan service heavy games unexpectedly gained serious reputations because their stories turned out to be genuinely excellent. Nier Automata, is often cited, but it isn't the only example. Layer 5. The obscure rabbit hole. Japanese PC market origins. Long before console fan service became mainstream, Japanese PC gaming already had a thriving market focused on adult-oriented visual novels. Many modern design trends can trace roots back to this era. Lost localization projects. Numerous fan service games were never released outside Japan. Some received fan translations years later. Others remain effectively inaccessible to international audiences. Content removed before release. Developers occasionally create material that never survives certification reviews. Sometimes evidence of this content remains buried inside game files. Data miners have uncovered examples across multiple franchises. Region-locked alternate versions. Certain games have different content depending on where they are sold. One region may receive altered costumes, modified dialogue, or entirely different scenes. Most players never realize these differences exist. Tier 6, the controversy pit, the hot coffee panic. No discussion of fan service history is complete without the infamous content controversy surrounding Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. The game contained inaccessible content left in the files by developers. Modders eventually uncovered it, and the resulting media storm became one of the biggest controversies in gaming history. Politicians got involved. Retailers pulled copies. The ESRB rating was changed. The event permanently changed how publishers tackled hidden content. Many studios became significantly more cautious about leaving unused material in game files afterwards. Fan service became a political issue. Throughout the 2010s, gaming discussions increasingly moved away from gameplay and toward representation, character design, and artistic intent. Some players argued developers should have complete creative freedom. Others believed certain designs reinforced harmful stereotypes. Entire online communities formed around these debates. In some cases, arguments over a single character model generated more attention than the game itself. The censored in the West narrative. A recurring controversy involves games released differently between regions. Japanese versions may contain content that is altered in Western markets. Sometimes these changes are minor, sometimes entire scenes disappear. This has fueled years of debate over localization and artistic preservation. The rise of fan service marketing. Some publishers learned that a single character reveal could generate millions of impressions online. Marketing departments started understanding something interesting. A controversial character design often spreads further than a traditional gameplay trailer. This strategy remains surprisingly common today. Tier 7, the industry secrets. Character popularity determines everything. Many players assume stories determine who survives in a franchise. Developers know that's not always true. Character popularity polls often heavily influence future appearances, merchandise, costumes, and spin-offs. A character originally intended as minor can become a franchise mascot if the fans respond strongly enough. Costume DLC makes serious money. Some companies discovered costume packs could generate extraordinary profits relative to development costs. Creating an entirely new game mode can take months of work. Creating alternate outfits requires far less resources. The return on investment can be enormous. This partially explains why costume DLC became ubiquitous. The mobile game revolution. Many mobile gacha games essentially perfected fan service economics. Rather than selling a game once, they sell attachment to characters. Players don't always spend money because a character is powerful. Sometimes they spend because they simply like the character. Modern gacha games transformed fan service into a billion-dollar business strategy. Fan art became free advertising. Publishers eventually realized something fascinating. Fans create endless artwork, animations, memes, cosplay, and discussion surrounding certain characters. The community effectively becomes part of the marketing department. The most recognizable characters often generate publicity long after official advertising campaigns end. Tier 8, the Abyss. The PC 98 era. Before most modern games were even born, Japan's PC 98 computer platform became a breeding ground for experimental visual novels and niche games. Many modern anime gaming tropes can be traced back to this period. Entire genres emerged here. Many remain virtually unknown outside Japan, yet their influence still appears in games today. Lost games that barely survive. Some fan service games exist only through collectors, abandoned websites, magazine scans, and archived discs. Publishers disappeared, studios closed, source code vanished. The games themselves became digital ghosts. Gaming historians continue searching for some of these titles. Unreleased builds. Occasionally, developers reveal that early versions of games contained material far more provocative than anything that ever reached consumers. Concept art, beta screenshots, and developer interviews sometimes provide glimpses into these alternate versions. Many remain locked away forever. Fan service accidentally created gaming icons. One of the strangest truths at the bottom of the iceberg is that some of gaming's most beloved characters were never expected to be cultural phenomena. Developers simply designed a character they thought looked cool. Years later, that character became recognizable worldwide. Entire franchises, merchandise lines, cosplay communities, and fandoms emerged from decisions nobody expected to matter that much. The final entry. The industry doesn't hate fan service. It hates talking about fan service. This is arguably the deepest point of the iceberg. Publishers frequently downplay fan service during interviews. Marketing campaigns emphasize story, gameplay, innovation, immersion, and technology. Yet throughout gaming history, attractive character designs have repeatedly influenced sales, engagement, community growth, merchandise revenue, cosplay popularity, social media reach, and long-term brand recognition. Fan service saved entire franchises. Some struggling franchises survived because character popularity generated enough attention to keep them financially viable. Without that audience, the series may have disappeared entirely. The industry will never admit how important it is. Many publishers emphasize story, gameplay, and innovation. Yet attractive character designs repeatedly become some of the most effective marketing tools in gaming history. Whether people love it or hate it, fan service has influenced sales, community engagement, cosplay culture, fan art communities, and even development decisions for decades. It survived arcade games. It survived console generations. It survived censorship controversies. It survived industry shifts. And if history is any indication, it isn't going anywhere. And that's the fan service game Iceberg. From beach volleyball spin-offs and anime ninjas to censorship battles and hidden development history, fan service has left a much larger mark on gaming than many people know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Take care.